I'ma go hard.
What's going on? Welcome to my YouTube channel. It is Alex Wilright, and today I'm not doing what I normally do. Today I'm about to show y'all Chef Boyardee. Alright, so people been asking me, what do you eat? Like, how do you cook? Like, show me something that you eat. I want to know what I can eat that's good and I'll still be able to eat healthy. So that's what I'm about to do right now. I'm about to show you one meal that you can do at home. It's not hard. You only need a couple seasonings. These are the only 3 seasonings I'm going to be using right here. So we're going to get into it. It's chicken, Brussels sprouts, and sweet potatoes. All right. So let's get into it. So one thing that you're gonna need for sure, you're gonna need something pretty large to cook in, because I throw it in the oven, you know. So I'm gonna cook my chicken and I'm gonna cook my Brussels sprouts in one of those. You're gonna need some olive oil also for the sweet potatoes. Okay. So one thing I want to make sure you guys understand is the garlic powder. That's a metabolism booster, okay? So that's why I like to use garlic powder as one of my seasonings. And then black pepper, I like to use a lot of pepper instead of salt because I like to keep the salt levels low, right? It's more healthy with the pepper instead of the salt. So first thing that you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna open up that chicken and you're gonna wanna throw that garlic powder on the chicken. So that's what I'm getting ready to do right now. I'm gonna start off with the chicken, all right? So throw some chicken down. We will get this thing on the road, and I cook all the chicken at once. So the way that I normally do it is it's gonna be about 50 to an hour at 325. The reason why I do it at 325 is because when you cook it a little bit slower, it ends up being a little bit more tender. So if you guys end up trying this out, let me know how it tastes. So I will get started with some of this seasoning. All right, so first thing you're gonna put on there, you're gonna put some garlic powder on there. So I like to just sprinkle a little bit of garlic powder, make sure I get it all over the entire piece of chicken. All right. So next, the one I put on there is the Chachere. So I try to make sure I put this all over the meat as well. Not as much as the garlic powder though. I try to keep it a little bit lighter. And you want to make sure that you're getting enough seasoning on there for how you like it to taste. So the more you do this, the better you're going to get at making sure that you get enough seasoning on there. But make sure that you're not putting too much of the seasonings with the salt. Chachere has a little bit of salt in there, so try to keep this one a little bit lighter. Okay, and the last thing that you're gonna throw on there is a little bit of black pepper, okay? So this is going on there right now, and then after you're done doing this, I always like to flip it over and hit the other side too, because you gotta get seasoning on both sides. You don't want the seasoning just to be on one side and have one side tasting all bland. All right. And so now I've got a little bit of pepper on there. I flip these joints over, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other side. All right, so after you're done doing that and you flip that chicken over, you get the seasoning on the other side, you wanna put that chicken in the pan. All right, so that's what we're getting ready to do right now. I try to put them all in at the same time. So I cook for more than just one day, right? Like, I'm the type of person, if I'm cooking, I'd rather cook for multiple days because I know I'm not gonna wanna cook again. All right, so there we go. We got them in there. And next, we're gonna move on over to these Brussels sprouts. The Brussels sprouts are easy though, because with the Brussels sprouts, what I do is I buy Brussels sprouts from the store that are already seasoned. So I just put them in the container, just like I do the chicken. So we're gonna throw the Brussels sprouts in this pan, all right? Once you do that, then we can throw it into the oven. So once you have your 2 items in the pans, next thing you gotta do is you gotta throw them in the oven. All right, so the cook time, you gotta make sure you set a timer for about 50 minutes, and then check it after that to see, hey, you know what? Does this look the way I want it to look? Is this how I want it to be? And if it's not the way you want it to be, you can leave it in there for another 10 minutes and you'll be just fine. So I throw the chicken in, right? I throw the Brussels sprouts in, and the cool thing about this is you could cook them both at the exact same time, all right? So the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna get into these sweet potatoes. Now these are the best. So I'm all about hygiene, man. You gotta make sure you clean these sweet potatoes first before you cut them up. So I'm gonna clean them, I'm gonna peel them, and then I'm gonna chop them up into little pieces so they cook a little bit easier. Okay, so once you have those sweet potatoes peeled, right? You gotta make sure that you cut them up into little small pieces. So that's what we got the knife for. We're gonna go ahead and cut these sweet potatoes up. All right, so after you get those little small pieces, I usually cut them in half to make them a little bit smaller. After you're done getting those sweet potatoes cut up, you're gonna throw your seasoning on there. So I'm gonna season them with some pepper. With the skillet, you want to try and put it in the medium. So whatever type of oven you have, some people have gas, some people have electronic. I usually try to cook what I have on the skillet, in the skillets, with the temperature at medium. Put a little bit of the olive oil in there, just a little bit. You don't want to put too much. So let's get it. Okay. Oh, so we just putting a little bit in there so then it doesn't stick to the bottom of the skillet. And then I usually try and rotate it around so it kind of gets evenly dispersed throughout the bottom. Preheat for a little bit, then we're gonna go ahead and grab those sweet potatoes and throw them inside. All right, so it should only take about 20 minutes to cook the sweet potatoes. So while you've got the chicken and the Brussels sprouts in the oven, you can cook the sweet potatoes. They'll be done probably about the same time. All right, so let's get these sweet potatoes started. There we go. When you're cooking these sweet potatoes, you got to make sure that you mix them up. You don't want them to be cooking too fast on the bottom. You want them to cook evenly all the way throughout. So don't let your pieces that are sitting on the bottom sit there too long and get burnt up. You want to mix it up. Make sure the pieces that are on the top drop down to the bottom. The pieces on the bottom get scooped up to the top, all right? So there you have it. You've got one healthy meal that you can make at home. It'll take you about an hour. You can cook a lot of it at one time. Brussels sprouts, sweet potatoes, chicken, very, very healthy. Let me know if you give it a try. I want to know if you guys like it. Hopefully this helps out with some of you guys that are looking for things that you can eat that still taste good but will still help you be a little bit more healthy. All right, this is Wilright signing out.